Yo, people, what's going on? Ziga Talks About. We're back again with another video. Hope you guys are all doing well. Why am I nodding my head like? What was I doing there? Do me a favor, guys. Please do check out all the latest content on YouTube, on Twitter, on all my social media platforms. Plus, I've been doing a lot more YouTube Shorts, so I've been pushing those out a little bit more. Check them out on YouTube, of course. And do me a favor, please do hit that like button and that subscribe button if you guys are new to the YouTube channel. Of course, today we do have a channel sponsor. It's none other than OK Jersey. You can get 8% off any jersey as long as you go on that website. You can check it out and you'll get a massive discount. And yeah, I got a big panel for us today. We're going to be talking a little bit about the Champions League, a little bit about the Premier League, and a lot about the upcoming matchups like Chelsea versus Arsenal. Of course, West Ham, Liverpool. Arne Slot, will he get sacked? Man City need to win a game. But before we go any further, I got Vader in the building. I got Ahmed joining us. I got the other Man United Ahmed joining us. Rak is going to be joining us. And of course, Jay is also going to be joining us. But yeah, this is all off the back of a busy week of Premier League football. First, I got Rak in the building, Liverpool fan in the house. Hope you're doing well, Rak. Big week for you. Arne Slot could potentially be sacked if he loses against West Ham after losing to PSV. We got Vader in the building. Vader's going to be joining us any moment now. He's just off camera for a second. And of course, we're going to have Ahmed and the rest of the boys joining us very soon also. But before we go any further, we might as well start with the Champions League conversations. And it's good that you guys are here because we can discuss your club's performances in their respective games. Now, before we go any further, please do hit that like button, guys. Please do hit that subscribe button. I don't want to have to remind you guys every 2 seconds throughout the video. But yeah, Champions League was a busy week, man. Man City lost to Leverkusen. What happened there, bro? Before we go on to Rak's team.
Yeah, tough freaking game. But it was self-imposed toughness. This is Pep who admitted this in the press conference about, you know what, maybe my 10 changes was too much.
Was he trying to send a message to the squad?
Send a message to what squad?
City.
To the board?
No, Manchester City players.
No, I don't think it was so much sending a message, but I think it's a matter of you as a manager. I think he looked at the schedule because I did this on my show, Match Reaction, as well as shows after, and I was like, he probably has so many players coming to his door being like, am I going to play? Or agents talking and being like, when's my player going to play? I think he looked at the upcoming fixtures, and if there's anywhere that he's going to be able to maybe accommodate and have the lowest possible risk with regards to, like, if I'm going to do this madness, which he did, it's this Leverkusen game. Now, we have, the belief is we get 2 of the next 3 games. One, we're comfortable in the automatically qualifying, or even so, if we happen to have to play playoff games, I think maybe that's where it's a risk. But he was looking at, let me get these players in. I think the 10 was wrong. He said the 10 was wrong because I think you need at least an anchor in a defense, and he changed the keeper as well as all of the defenders. It was literally 10 new players on that pitch, with the exception of Gonzalez and who was the other one? That Gonzalez and was it Oscar Bob? I think were the only 2 reoccurring players that played in the previous game. So we've got 2 losses on the bounce. The Champions League game, I don't think really speaks of the City quality because we didn't have a starting Holland, Foden, Shirky, even O'Reilly. We didn't have Donnarumma. Things that have shown for us to be really consistent. But
okay, you watched the full 90. I didn't. I'll be honest. I'm just gonna ask you: do you think your team, without some of your starters, can compete against teams in the FA Cup, League Cup, and a squad and a team that you shouldn't necessarily be beating in Leverkusen if you had your full team? Did you have enough players out there that you thought, you know what, you could still get a result?
Yeah, I mean, I questioned the 11, but I still thought that we would have enough not for it to end with a 2-0 win for Leverkusen. Even when Pep made his subs, because he realized it wasn't going to work out. But even when he made his subs and the players that he brought on, you would think that even at 65 minutes in the game that we'd get it done. Your question with regards to the League Cup, FA Cup, do we need all our starters? No. I mean, we're not the team where we can have a complete different 10 or 12 players play in a lesser competition. Well, even when we used to, Pep didn't make these many changes, right?
Oh,
if Pep would still anchor, right? He
so
would still
Pep got it wrong.
Yeah, I said that at the very beginning. Pep got it wrong. Yes. Pep made 10 changes, and he admitted this in the press conference. He owned it.
Let's see who you play next, and we'll talk about that in the chat. Who do you play this week?
We play Leeds next.
Oh, that should be an easy win for you guys with the rested players. But we're going to talk about that when it gets there. Your team, Rock, PSV. I'm sorry to be quick, guys, but we do need to be quick with these Champions League.
Listen, you can skip over me if you want. I don't mind if you're quick.
Wow. Wow.
No. The reason why I need to ask you. No. Rock. You know what I'm going to ask you. What do you think about Slot's job now?
Well, I'm always very reluctant to sack managers, and I'm a little bit, I would say, probably less reactive. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that's a bad thing. I don't know. But I think Sunday is D-Day for us with West Ham. Is it Sunday or Saturday? Whenever it is, the West Ham game. And it's a shame because I think the problem is that a lot of Liverpool fans, that we don't really see where it's gone wrong, what's happened, why it's changed so drastically. And it seems a shame because Slot won the league. He won the league. He is the only other manager to have done that in the last 30 years for Liverpool is Jurgen Klopp. So he deserves credit, and he deserves a chance to turn it around. But it's also, we're a big club, and if you're losing potentially 10 out of 16 games or whatever it is, I don't know, what was it? 7. We lost 7 out of 12. I think it was 6 out of 12 or
7 out of 9.
9. Sorry, 9 out of 12. 9 out of 12. So we lost 75% of our game. So if that then goes to 10 out of 13, I don't necessarily know if he's the problem, but ultimately the manager, whether he is the problem or not, the manager lives by the sword, dies by the sword, and I think he'll go.
Wow.
And because at that point, do I want him gone?
Rax, no, these guys are moving like you, Ahmed. Who? Ahmed, these guys are moving like you, spending and firing managers. Woo-hoo-hoo.
No. We've
not sacked a manager in 2 years.
I think
all right, the old you.
Okay, Liverpool have never sacked, at least not in the modern era, not since Bill Shankly rose us to prominence. Liverpool have never sacked a title-winning manager. So the idea that there haven't been that many managers in that time, because most of our managers have been successful to some extent or another. But the ones that have won the title have never been sacked, and so this weekend, I think, is D-Day. Shocking performance. I don't know if the players not playing for the manager. First half we looked decent. Second half was a shambles, and it is what it is.
You know what? It's unfortunate that Jay is not here for this section, but I'm just gonna say, I feel like his club is a humiliation ritual. Like, how are they getting beat like this on a regular basis? I thought Thomas Frank was gonna come in and change things, but the same old Tottenham, it's worse now because they're not looking good defensively or offensively. To lose 5-3 when you had the lead twice versus PSG is ridiculous. Now, I get PSG is a good team, but another hat trick to another player, like, how are you letting one individual player beat you twice in 2 different games? It's crazy. But I'm looking at Tottenham sideways because they're supposed to have 2 really good center backs. They're supposed to have really good right back in Poro. Apparently, their goalkeeper is good. Their attack is the problem, but somehow they're conceding so many goals in back-to-back games. 9 goals conceded for a Tottenham team that's supposed to be good defensively. Shaky. Let's talk about Arsenal and Bayern and Chelsea and Barcelona. What a week of Champions League football for us, bro. I didn't expect you guys to beat Barcelona, and a lot of people didn't expect us to beat Bayern, but you guys beat them in convincing fashion. We beat Bayern in convincing fashion, and we're both going to be facing each other very soon too, headed into the game with high confidence.
Yeah, listen, I thought we would have a very good game against Barcelona. I thought we had the necessary attackers to actually like exploit them. And again, I think when you have Cucurella, he's been essentially number one, if not number two, in terms of like best left backs in the world. I think he was always going to be he's always going to be defensively solid against Lamine Yamal. And I think, listen, the game plan was great. The players played well, and we were able to basically just dominate them even before they got that red card. So very confident going into it. I was very happy for the win, and I expected the win to once against Barcelona. They're very similar. The way they play is very similar to Ant, but they just got a lot more technically proficient players. And I think it's, to be fair, the loss of Pedri for them, who's really like the glue and like the man for that midfield, was obviously a big loss to them as well.
Pedri was the biggest miss by far because they couldn't cope with your midfield without Pedri there. It was men against boys in that midfield. But yeah, the red card ruined the game. That centre back's an idiot. Like, what was he doing?
I don't know, man. Ronald Araujo usually has like those times to be like a bit of a what we like to call brain dead moments, isn't it? Like the log off just happens. I don't know why that happened to him last time when he was playing against PSG, and there's one more time that I think they got red card in a similar situation. So maybe he just can't handle those big moments.
Hey, world champions beat Barcelona, and now Arsenal beat Bayern Munich to get the tag as the best team in the world right now based on form. And I'm very confident with my team. I've never been more confident in my team. You even have people who are Debbie Downers and quite negative about the team, saying, you know what, this team's legit, and they believe we're going to go on to win the league. They believe we can compete on all fronts. And I've never felt this confident in the Arsenal team. Don't get me wrong, there's been moments where we felt confident in the past, but I can comfortably sit here and say what I've seen against Bayern was a team that could play three different ways of football: defensively, without the ball, possession with the ball, and on the counter when there was moments where we didn't have the ball and we won it back. We were cerebral with our counters. And the substitutions, once again, making a major impact. I feel like in the past, Arteta would have never subbed off Saka, and the team performance would have improved with rotation and substitutions coming off the bench. That's not an insult to Saka, but that just shows the level of quality we now have coming off the bench. We can take off some of our best players and still get better with fresh legs, where in the past it was always a drop in quality the moment we went to the bench for a top player to come off. And yeah, it just adds a different element to our team, a different element to our game. And with one player getting back from injury or two players getting back from injury, another player leaves in Trossard. So expect Madueke to start versus Chelsea on the weekend.
Fair enough.
By the way, we never spoke about Everton, Man United. Can you believe Man United lost to 10 men Everton, guys?
Not really. Are you surprised by that?
I was surprised. I thought Man United were on the upturn, but then for them to lose to 10 men Man United is crazy.
No, they were going to lose that game. They were going to lose that game. They were going to lose that game anyway. Like Everton started like a house on fire. 11v11, Everton was still winning that game. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Maybe the 10 men helped them defend.
No.
No.
Not really. No.
The problem, the problem was, before I let Jay go, it's just that when they went down to 10 men, for some reason, I don't know why they did this with like multiple 6-foot players. Yeah. They were just crossing it into the box to Xerxes, who is not known to be proficient in heading the ball. I just did not understand that
when Cisco's there. That's the funny thing.
Yeah.
Well, I was having this argument about United the other day, and so I was on another stream. I won't plug it here. We're a gallo.
He's a friend of the show. It's fine.
I was a stream somewhere in the ether, and we're talking about United, and I said two things. I said, one, I was like, Xerxes, fine player, whatever, too slow for the Premier League. For this era of Premier League, the guy's too slow. Yeah, like, and for me, I don't think if you're a slow player in 2025 Premier League, I don't think you can be a top player. In my opinion. I don't think
there are slow players that are technically so good that
that's what I'm saying. But those slow players that you're about to talk about are anomalies. Like because their football IQ is on Jupiter. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah, Firmino would be
any
would
slow
be
player that you're going to reference now, yeah. If you say Firmino, if you say,
and then you got,
Bernardo,
and then you still got to
Bernardo,
put, then you still got to put pace around them, like we had Mane and Salah.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
But even those
Yeah,
players,
like Santi he was never the fastest.
yeah, I think all those players we're referencing have higher football IQs than Xerxes. Do you know what I mean? And I also think that the pace in the Premier League is
we're talking about Ahmed. We're talking about Man United losing to Everton, and I said to the boys, it was shocking. It was a shocking result, and they're like, no, they weren't surprised. And Jay went and said he believes Xerxes is not.
He's too slow for the Premier League.
He's too slow.
He's too slow, Xerxes, because the best you can do with him is you can mitigate his slowness with the players that you play around him. But for me, I don't think he's good enough to do that for in the team.
Couldn't he do a Moreno role?
A Moreno? I think
Moreno?
Mikel, Arsenal. I don't think
Moreno.
What did you think of Xerxes last year, by the way, when he was performing?
He scored five. He scored 5 Premier League goals in 50 games.
Yeah,
At no point can I really say he's performing.
Well, he was performing.
Performing better. He had some games where he showed some nice touches and looked like he's a decent footballer.
That's kind of like underappreciating what he was doing last year.
He wasn't doing anything. To be fair, what are we talking about?
You finished 15. What? Like,
with
all
due
respect, I'm not trying to do outcome based.
And that was it.
I'm not trying to do outcome based analysis, but I'm saying.
So what's the team performance got to do?
You're capped at how much praise you're going to get anyway because you finished 15. And of that relative amount of praise that you have to share around the team, I'm not sure it was all going to Xerxes. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not
finishing 15th.
Ahmad and Bruno.
Yeah, but us finishing 15th has got nothing to do with Xerxes' individual quality. And you're saying that he's too slow to play. You're saying he's too slow to play in the Premier League. Well, if you actually look at it, prior to the game that he played before Everton, his last start was in April.
Yeah,
that's his last time he started the game, right? So we all know that Xerxes is not the quickest player. He's not a striker who's gonna, stretch the defense using his pace. He's a very much player that thrives ball to feet, which is a style that United don't tend to play because it's more long ball. That's why you saw more of his. That's why you saw him have 2 chances using his head, and then one of them was a great save by Pickford. Was he amazing? No, but
I thought it was a great save.
No, but what I'm trying to say, Jay, is that the guy hasn't played at all this season. He's played over,
and this is all fair rebuttals. I'm gonna say to finish off that I don't think he's a bad player. I think he's a good player. I just think he's too slow to be an effective top player in this league. And I think, I'm not to say that's not to say we won't see he's a good player, because he's a good player. So of course we should see signs that he's a good player. Otherwise, I wouldn't call him a good player. If
he was playing in La Liga or even back to Serie A, he would be a perfect player for those leagues. Any other league?
One second. Let me ask the people in the chat. Do you guys think Xerxes is too slow for the Premier League? Put a 1 in the chat if you agree with.
Bro, his movement wise, he is like.
Chat if you disagree.
Movement wise, he is like he doesn't have any acceleration. Like you can see it. Like he's not able to accelerate, and that's like in the Premier League you need that thing, like short bursts of acceleration. Particularly if you're a striker or even as a winger, you need that ability.
He have acceleration.
At times he can do that though. He can do that at times.
Marino,
that's one thing.
Is he quick?
Marino, the thing that helps
Can I get a gauge on how fast you guys think Xerxes is? Because I think he's really, really slow. And people were like,
he's not slow.
"Oh, Kane." I'm like, Kane is definitely faster than Xerxes.
He's not.
I reckon it might be an acceleration thing more than anything. I think
it's an acceleration thing. Generally,
you don't think Kane's faster than Xerxes? I promise you, Kane's faster than Xerxes. I promise you, Kane's.
My dad's faster than your dad.
No, but once again, I don't think Man United play with the striker having to run after the ball too often. In this game, they need him to link up. They need him to come and be someone who drops.
Yeah, and then he created a chance for Dorgu as well on the right-hand side, which he fluffed. right?
But
like,
I'm not gonna defend him. I don't think he's that good. I don't think
yeah, but based
Manchester
on what,
United
though?
help.
Because, like,
I
based on what?
don't think. I think you like technically gifted players, and he's technically gifted. But is his qualities and skill sets going to help your team score goals? I don't
No, but
necessarily think so.
his
'Cause
skill
you-
sets, his skill sets here at Man United is not going to be benefited because we have a manager who doesn't allow players like that to play. That's my problem. That's why
But
you
it's
don't
not
see.
always about the manager. There's
It is
there's sometimes players who can just get the job done regardless who the
That's
manager
not
is.
how. Yeah, but that's not how players operate in today's game, bro. You need the gaffer, bro, to help maximize these guys' ability. Do you get me? Like people saying, "Oh, but what does Xerxes do?" Yeah,
No,
we
but
can
I
see
don't
the
think
same-
he's an efficient player.
When Kobe Mainu came on, by the way, Igal, did you notice him? Yes or no? I didn't notice him. Is that down to Kobe not being good enough, or is that down to the manager not maximizing his ability and giving him the game time on a
It's a
consistent
little
basis?
different when you're a midfielder and you're facing a
No, but
facing
my
a low
issue,
block.
yeah, my issue, I might have my favorites here, but like if Xerxes was playing week in, week out, and he was getting minutes and he performed like that, then I can understand. I'll hate everyone and be like, yeah, cool. But the guy, yeah, trust me, he's only playing because Sesko is injured. Once Sesko, he's got no match rhythm to gain consistency from. Do you get me? Like he's not going to magically be.
Can I ask a question then? I've got a question for you then.
Yeah, go
That's my
on.
question to you. Then why is he here? Let's ask that real question. Because if he's obviously the manager obviously doesn't rate him, right? I know obviously you do, but the man doesn't rate him. He's not playing. This is his first start, I think.
It's the Chelsea model.
But that's not the Chelsea
Not
model.
Chelsea model.
That's no way that's a Chelsea model.
That was
Because
their
you would've
plan.
told him no, you can't. Not with him. That guy's not. The thing with him, he was there to stay. He was actually there to help the team. That's the difference. I think with Chelsea, if the Chelsea model, you're buying.
They bought him at 22, Ahmed, and they said to themselves he has scope to become a much better player. And now 2 years in, they're looking at it. They're saying, you know what, we might have lost out on this investment.
That's what happened at Bayern, though. Bayern thought they could do that with him, and it didn't work.
Bro, people are saying, yeah, like it's got nothing to do with the Premier League. I promise you. Yeah, he's very much capable. I've seen this guy, yeah, perform against teams in the Premier League last year with my own eyes, and I know what I saw. He might not score a lot, like Jay said. He's not a prolific goal scorer, but we're in a team right now where we don't really score often anyway, especially from clear-cut chances. We don't really create as a team. So not only is he playing in a team that isn't the most attacking, but bro, like he's not really getting fed like that. And the same goes for Sesko. Do you get me? Like Cunha was bagging. I never expected when we bought Cunha, for instance. I'm not expecting him to score 17 goals or 16 like he did last year, but he's only on one. And Mbeumo scored half of his or most of his goals against Brighton. That's 2, yeah, and he's on 4 overall. Sesko's on what, 2 goals, and one of them came from against Sunderland, I'm pretty sure. So we're not really like we improved on paper, yeah, but we've not improved as a team. So you can say, oh, but it's not always about Amorim, but like 90% of our issues on the pitch is Amorim. 90%, and that's not even an exaggeration. Did you get me?
All right, just to move,
it might be an exaggeration.
one second. Just to move on the conversation, we're gonna have to start talking about some of the games on the weekend. Who do you play on the weekend? Palace. Do you have any confidence?
We're losing that game.
Palace away, right? Is it Palace?
Yeah,
Do
we're
you have
losing.
any confidence beating Palace away?
Absolutely not, mate. We're losing. We're losing that game.
Shout out to Strasbourg for beating, Crystal Palace.
Well, the best thing we can get from that game is
Why are you shouting them out? Don't you want English teams to do well?
That's Chelsea B team. That's Chelsea's B team. Beat them, bro. So big up to us, man.
We're not beating Palace, bro. We don't have a good record against Palace recently. They beat us 4-0 at their ground. It's going to be at their ground as well. Like, there's no way. If we win, it's probably going to be a jammy win. But
you might be able to win because they'll probably be tired on the trip.
My only, like, he's got a point. And I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, but I think Palace actually create chances reasonably well. They're not like proper. Like they can actually create. Palace should be able to create 2, 3, 4 chances in this game.
And this is a decent amount, you know, bro. You misses a decent amount.
Palace are pretty creative. Like I watched them a few times, and I'm like, these guys can create chances. And the second thing as well is that not only that they're pretty solid, and they're solid enough, and like you've got to be like quite good to score against them.
Exactly. What's your score prediction based on form and fitness?
I'm going to go 2-1 Palace.
What are you guys saying? I think
I'm gonna go cheeky 2-1 because I think they're gonna be a bit lethargic in that game against
The
on Thursday.
bookies have more belief in Man United than you guys. They have them drawing 2-2.
Yeah, that's possible.
Well, W to the bookies, isn't it?
I mean, to be honest, to be honest, like the comment.
That's how they hook you in. That's how you lose your money.
Yeah. People have lost their house on that shit.
Yeah, you know, people. Oh well, Igal says 2-2 is a good score. Don't worry about it. Christmas is coming for the kids.
This
Hey,
podcast is sponsored by William
hey,
Hall, by the
I don't promote
That's
gambling.
365.
Listen, guys, I
be real,
don't
yeah.
promote gambling.
Gamble responsibly.
One
Yeah.
second. I don't
I'm
promote
gonna
gambling.
be-
I'm just simply saying what
Okay,
the
bet
projected
8%
score
off your bet with Igal.
Oh, listen, I'll be real, yeah.
Bro, stop it.
No, I'm sorry.
Stop it, Jay.
I'm
You're
joking.
taking the piss.
The gal, get the panel under control, man. What's going on?
Wallah, you're taking the piss.
Man's-
Anyways, guys, do me a favor. Hit that like button. Let me know in the chat. Does anyone believe in Man United winning this game before we move on to the next game? Because that's another team that's in turmoil. But do you think I don't think your manager's going anywhere, bro. I look around. I think Jay's manager's under more pressure. Definitely.
I can assure you, Igal, that is not true.
He's
Okay,
man.
fair.
Tommy.
I think Arne Slot's definitely under the most pressure in this
Bro,
panel.
he lost 4-1 at home to PSV. There's no way. Like we had a very Spursy loss to PSG, but they lost to PSV 4-1 at home. Yeah, like they've lost like 7 of the last 9 or
Bro,
so.
if Thomas
Nine
Frank
of the
here,
last 12. 9 of the last 12.
bro, if
Nine of the
Thomas
last
Frank,
12.
if Thomas Frank or Arnie Slot go before Ruben Amorim, that is absolutely crazy to me.
I
Ruben
think-
Amorim.
That's
Bro, Arne
crazy.
Slot could go this weekend. It's win or go home versus West Ham.
Yeah, but
you know what? Yeah, like
Nah.
you know what? I want to say you guys
Is
wrong.
it not?
but
You guys not agree?
It's getting to a point where it's like, how much is too many losses?
Yeah,
We are nearly there.
Jay,
I don't know if we're there if they
Yeah.
don't win against
Bro,
West Ham.
I think the
No,
players
I
speak
I
to
feel like we're
themselves. They're
nearly
like,
there.
Jay,
Don't
I
have
think
a
the
joint.
players. I think the players speak to themselves and they're like, "How is he still in the job?"
no, but I'll be real. Yeah, they shouldn't sack him.
No.
They shouldn't sack Slot. They shouldn't sack him. They should keep.
I feel
him.
like my thing is that when I watched that PSV game, it really felt like the players effed in, bro. There's no other way to put it. Like the players
Yeah.
really down the tools, bro. They were like, you know what, it's over, man. That's what it felt like to me.
You know what?
And like I
Yeah,
look at,
because there's no
before you go, right,
They were like Ja Rule at the
Yeah.
Milwaukee game.
Yeah.
like I look at
Oh.
what Van Dijk did, yeah, and I'm just like, why would you do that necessarily? There's no logic for me.
Hey, high
Other than
five.
You're trying to, unless you're really just trying to, like,
Yeah, it's like you're not concentrated at all. You're
yes.
not locked in on this game at all. This is a big game. How are you playing volleyball in the first 5 minutes, bro? Like Federer type hand movement to the ball. It was
He
almost
literally,
like,
I
bro,
feel like he was in the
it
wrong
was
sport, Jay. I thought he was in the wrong
arrogance.
sport.
Bro, the arrogance in that moment of he had a small nudge and he's like, "That's it, game's got to stop." Like, do you know what I mean? I was just like, "What are you doing?"
I'd love to see. Yeah, I'd love him to have another interaction with Wayne Rooney in it, bro, because they were like.
okay.
I'd
Okay.
love that because when Van Dijk here was speaking to Rooney or some people, it's easy for other people who aren't playing to speak here. I'd love to see that now. Yeah, that's about
What
it.
about-
Now-
what
to be
about
fair
what
to
Jamie
Van
Carragher said?
Dijk,
Before
Van Dijk did kind of cook him, but you're absolutely right. They
One
run it
second,
back
one second.
now. Rooney has a lot of ammo to be like,
what
"Bro,
about Jamie Carragher?
What
about
the
Jamie
thing is, right,
Carragher?
you change the time frame in any discussion, right, and then the narrative can potentially change.
No, but
So
that's why
it's-
they do it because someone
Of course, but otherwise, but then when Van Dijk came out and when Slot have come out and gone against some of this criticism or spoke out against it, of course that's entertaining, right?
At
And
the
it's
time, it
entertaining,
was right.
and it's also entertaining when Wayne Rooney's putting questions to them. So that's just the nature of the game. That's just football. Like if Wayne Rooney wasn't doing it, then we would be doing it.
All right, let me ask you another question. Do you think Jamie Carragher is right to criticize Mo Salah for not doing interviews post game?
Yeah.
Because part of it
I
seems
see
like
it.
an
I
agenda.
see it.
Part of it seems like an agenda. Another part is like
No,
He's got a point.
No, but I don't.
Salah wants a contract. When Salah
think-
wants a contract, he's right there. He's
I
right
don't-
there.
I
He
don't-
has
well,
got a point. When he wanted that contract, he was very
don't-
front and center with that mic.
He was. I didn't think he was giving that many interviews last season. I mean, I'd be interested to know whether that was perception or not. I mean, he obviously, when he came out, he said prominent things. You know, it's nothing, no more so than when he says that he's more out than in, or whatever the case is.
Rats, let me ask you this question: do you think him not coming out, putting aside whether he should or shouldn't, do you think there's an element of I don't want to be seen to be backing this manager? I don't back the manager.
I don't honestly. I don't know. None of us know that.
That's what. Like, if you were to look internally,
maybe. And again, this is a possibility, but you know,
speculation.
Speculation. Maybe he doesn't want to come out and be too honest, and maybe he's not liking the situation. Maybe it's best if he's going to come. If he's not going to, you know, what people say, if you're not going to come out and say something positive,
silence is bliss. That's what they say, man.
Yeah. If you're not
do
going
you think?
If you're not going to say positive,
what about this, Rax?
What I would say is that
Big up PSG.
a lot of people said that like a lot of players have turned on Slot, and I don't know if that's the case. I just think I think that's a possibility. You go, why are you putting your face like that?
No, because the performances, you can tell that they've
no,
dropped
you can't
off.
tell. You can't tell that.
I
don't know that.
You had a bit.
No, but I honestly,
Just look at Konate when he's getting subbed off.
Okay, yeah. But no one likes to get subbed off, right? You can also do that when you're winning, right? The point is, there's an argument you could be made for that, but it's not a guarantee.
I think the thought process. You're right.
No, exactly. I think more than anything, the players look shell shocked, and after the shell shock, they're devoid of confidence. We spoke about this yesterday on Husam's channel. The players look devoid of confidence. Now, ultimately, it's the manager's responsibility to instill confidence in the players, right? So you could be right in looking at it that way around.
I just want to ask you something. I just want to say something real quick, right? I've been speaking to Liverpool fans for the longest, right? I don't like how they changed the narrative. When Arne Slot came in, did anyone here have Liverpool winning the league? Honestly speaking, be honest.
No, of course not. No.
Okay, right. So what he's done, he's come into Liverpool. He's done a really good job, and he's pretty much. Mo Salah came in an interview saying, "Look, if you want to make sure I feel comfortable in the way how we play, get the best out of me, and then I'll produce numbers for you." He's done that. Now they've bought bare players. They kind of overcooked it in the transfer window. It seems to me that, like, I know you're losing bare games. If I was the ownership, I'd probably get rid. But the Liverpool fans kind of want an easy way out. Because he won the league, I would say they just need to firm it this year, right? And then plan out for the third season.
Yeah,
because,
Why don't you have the same mentality for Man United?
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Yeah,
there's a big
because
difference.
Arne Slot has won a Premier League. Ruben Amorim hasn't got back-to-back wins in almost a year, and it took him 1 year to do that.
And Arne Slot won the league last year, and
it's not because of Jurgen Klopp's team, by the way. He literally, like, it's not just because of Jurgen Klopp, because that's by that logic. Or why didn't Jurgen Klopp win it before that season?
Would you still firm it if they?
I think
I'd still get rid of him if I was.
Yeah, I think the thing is the fall from grace has been so spectacular that's why it's like, you can understand if Liverpool were sitting third now, I don't think anybody will be saying.
Do you think he's got credit in the bank?
Maybe lost 5 out of 12. Then I don't think anyone. I don't think pressure would still.
He's got credit though in the bank.
I said at the start of the season, if we don't win the league, it's failure. So if we're third,
I agree.
It's failure.
But what I'm saying is, do you think he's got enough credit in the bank to give him a leeway for this season? Because I'll be real,
I don't think so.
So is he just a bad manager overnight?
No, but this is the problem. So it depends what happens, right? If Liverpool finish third, and if he turns it around and we finish third, fine. If we lose against West Ham, like I've said, everybody on Husam's show yesterday was Slot out. I was the only person who said I want to give him a little bit more time. But if he goes and loses toEst Ham,
okay, if he loses to West Ham, then that's
I don't
see
or go home.
He's going to go home. He's going to go home anyway.
West Ham's a tricky game at the moment.
I know.
It's interesting because I feel
do you play Konate after what happened to him today?
They have to.
What happened to him today?
I'll show you. Real Madrid have basically come out and said they're no longer considering him part of their list, and they're not interested in the 26-year-old international who's going to become a free agent.
Who's this? Konate?
Yep.
But what's that got to do with Liverpool? Why would that make? Give me a logical.
Based on he's been on such poor form that the club that was trying to line him up for a free transfer has basically said we no longer want him.
Yeah, but
Who's
that's
to
Sure,
say
but
that
why would that motivate Liverpool to drop him?
No, his performances have been so bad at Liverpool.
I agree, but what's that got to do with the Real Madrid news? I don't understand. You're drawing a parallel with
he's
the
like,
Real
yes,
Madrid
he's been shit, and
Okay, my point is, let me reiterate it one more time. He has been so poor that everyone else around Europe can see how poor he's been, to the point where he might need to be just taken out of the firing line for a couple games.
No, Miguel, that's not the
Liverpool have the centre back.
The reason why I compared it to the reason why I attached it to the whole Real Madrid thing is shout out to you, bro. New channel member, big up to you. Big up to you. But my brother, when it comes to what I was saying is him having Real Madrid basically say we're no longer interested in you could be a big shot, like could be demoralizing. You guys do you not hear that?
Okay, so I think for me, at the end of the day, before we get to the Konate point,
so the
is that quite
motivation of
simply
Konate is the one who's putting in these poor performances.
I feel like this is demoralizing. A club you're looking to go to.
The thing is, but we don't know. Listen, sometimes the people, Real Madrid can come out and say stuff like this, but maybe some man games, right? We don't know if it's like a bit of like a man game thing to say to them, oh, we're not going to come in for him now, but maybe at the end of the season, if he's not signed a contract, then we'll come in for him, right? This is the way that games get played. But I think for me, if you're Konate, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you're looking for a big contract. Real Madrid is not the end-all be-all. There's a bunch of other clubs that are still going for you, right? And to be fair, there's a fair argument to be made. The whole team is shit, not just yourself, right? And it may just be a whole team thing, right? That's pulling you down too.
You don't get this bad because of one player.
Yeah.
Look at everyone: Van Dijk, Kirkers, Frimpong.
The thing for me right now, do you
not think that's gonna affect him at all?
Who?
That Real Madrid basically tell them, yo, we're not interested in you anymore?
Listen, Bayern still are interested. He can still renew in Liverpool.
I'll be real. The two players that should be getting cooked for Liverpool the most here is Mo Santa and Van Dijk, bro. That's who they.
No, what about Konate? What do you mean? Konate looks like he.
Konate. I generally feel like.
Konate went from being one of the best defenders in the league to honestly.
You can make the same argument for Van Dijk too, bro. You can make the same argument for Van Dijk.
No, don't get me wrong. Van Dijk might not have been his scintillating best, but he's having to make up a lot for.
No, Konate is the one that's not
necessarily true. That's not necessarily
true. One thing I just quickly say is like on that the defenders is like, so you look at Barcelona for example, yeah, and you see how they play. The level of concentration and attention to detail that the defenders need to have is very high. And I think it's like that. I look at these Konate and Van Dijk this season, and it's like last season, these motherfuckers concentrated their asses off. They were focused. And this season, it's just that level, to me, that level of focus and attention to detail isn't there. And the way Liverpool play, it's killing them. And the guys are getting, because they're not, being brutally honest, both of these guys, they don't look like they're 100% focused. And whether that's because there's got other stuff going on, whether it's because they don't believe in the tactics and the manager's plan anymore. You go 100% when you fully believe. You can go 90% half-heartedly when you don't believe it as much. And in the Premier League at this level, that's all it takes. Do you know what I mean? That's all it takes for you to get turned by Mateta. And do you know what I mean? Turn into chop suey. And I think the aura, the problem with Liverpool at the moment is aura. It's like a staircase going up and an elevator coming down. Yeah, the aura's gone.
I'm listening to this metaphor, Jay.
Yeah,
it's a good one. I'm just getting ready now.
Yeah, that's the thing. You worked it. You climbed it. You achieved it, and you had that aura. Now it's just gone. Like PSV are coming to your stadium and putting forward. They're actually attacking. They're not even saying, "Oh, let's come defend and counter attack." They say, "Yeah, let's go toe to toe." Do you know what I mean? Jab for jab. haymaker effect. Why does PSV have a haymaker that can knock you for 4? PSV shouldn't have a haymaker like that.
You know what?
They
I
should have a
also add,
little
Jay.
jab.
I wanted to add this point. I feel like what's not helping Liverpool's situation is that the games are now coming thick and fast, bro. It's every 3 days now. So like you can get knocked out, right? Let's say against PSV, like
That's what I'm saying. They got concussion.
right?
They still got concussion.
And the concussion's gonna still be there like 2 days.
It's like Andy Joshua. It's like Andy Joshua against that fat guy. What's
Yeah,
his
but
name?
listen.
Andy Reese, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Andy Reese.
No, but Ahmed,
That
like,
was a shock of the century.
No, but a guy like Ahmed and Eric, listen, it's not as bad as they're making it out to be, innit? It's not as bad.
Oh, man
I
says
disagree.
West Ham
I
are-
actually.
All
I
right,
have
let's
to-
talk about this in absolutes now because we got to move on. West Ham, do you think they beat them? Because you got people in the chat saying West Ham clearly going to beat Liverpool.
I generally think they may put them to the sword, you know. Like it'll be like a good 2-0. I actually could see them beating you guys 2-0 or like 3-1. They're probably one of those two.
Let's see what the people say. Right,
Boss
what you
man, you're
saying?
too kind. You're too kind. Thank you. I'm assuming he's talking about me. He could have been talking about Liverpool. I'm going to assume he's talking about me. Thank you. Thank you.
Of course, you're an intellectual.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
A guy like
I did say
I
Chelsea.
have-
Yeah.
I'm
no, listen,
gonna go Liverpool win. They get right game, but it's gonna be with controversy, so it's gonna be like a 2-1 Liverpool victory.
Sorry, just one thing on Liverpool before we move on, just quickly. I would just want to
We
say
weren't
to Rax,
we weren't gonna move on.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Okay, I just wanted to say quickly, Rax. Somebody has to hold smoke for this squad assembly, because last season that squad were champions. So you finished the season, and by default, that you are champions, and that is a championship winning squad. Yeah. You then Edward Scissorhands that squad. Yeah. For no reason apart from you could. Yeah, because you could. Like, do you know what I mean? What you did this summer, you could do it next summer. Like, do you know, you didn't have to do it this summer. You lost Trent. Apart from that, everything else is self-inflicted. So,
No. Jota, unfortunately.
Jota, unfortunately, of course. Sorry. But then the rest of it, to me, I would have had as much continuity as possible with those two big things happening to your squad. Like, I probably wouldn't even have sold Nunes. I know fans wanted to, but I'm just saying I would have just kept the squad the same, broadly the same, brought a new right back, brought a DM, yeah, and been like calm. But they did the razzle-dazzle thing, and I don't think it worked. And we don't know how good this Liverpool current squad is. And that, to me, if you're a Liverpool fan, is very questionable, because it's like, do you just rebound? If you get a new manager, do you just go back to the top, or do you just go into the middle of it? Will Salah get it back? Is Van Dijk on the... There's so many questions, and I'm like, you didn't need to do this to create this environment.
Also, following on from what you just said, Jay, I've said this for a number of years now. The biggest part of our rebuild, or the biggest players, and there were a lot of big players, but the biggest players in the Klopp era, when we were successful, Alisson, Salah, and Van Dijk. Maybe you could argue Trent, and they are yet to be replaced. So I do think in general, I do think we've bought quality. Like, I think Wirtz
You have
is
replaced him though.
very good.
You bought Marmosashvili. That's the successor.
Who knows? Who knows whether
Like,
he's played a handful of games, and yeah, he hasn't really impressed that much. I think he's been okay, but not much more than that.
Do you miss Kelleher?
I think Kelleher's okay, but Kelleher has both their moments. I don't think there's that much between Kelleher and Mamdashvili, to be honest. From what I've seen
spent
so
30-something million for a reason.
Yeah, I mean, but you spend money on players, so there's
No,
always a
I'm saying
reason behind it.
You have a great
but-
keeper. You spend that kind of money on another keeper. It's expected because he's going to be the guy down the road, most likely.
I mean, I think they hope he can be, and maybe this season is a season of acclimatization, depending on what happens with Alisson, because he's not getting any younger. But anyway, these guys, they're yet to be replaced. Let's just whilst I think we've bought good quality players, I think obviously Ekatike's done decently well. What's his name? Isak is a very, very good player. Wirtz is a very, very good player, but the team is dysfunctional right now.
What the hell? What happened?
Look at this guy, main character syndrome, right?
I know.
Look at this
No,
guy.
I was trying to change the background, and then it took everybody out of the screen.
Look at this.
But guys, do me a favor. We got what is it? Almost 60 people on YouTube and another 100, 200 people on Twitter. The 200 people on Twitter, if you don't mind, come join us on YouTube, Miguel Talks Football, and of course, do subscribe. Also, the people on YouTube, please do hit that like button. Let me know what you guys think the score prediction is going to be for the West Ham game. I think it's going to be a 2-1 to Liverpool. Rock, what are you saying? Score prediction?
Look, man, I have to try and stay positive.
Yeah. Well, imagine, Rax. I remember how happy
Come
you
on,
were.
bro.
You were sat on the balcony in
Rack,
the
we
sun.
got to move on.
The wind was blowing
I know,
through your
I
hair. It
Rack,
was a
what's the
simpler
score
time. It was a simpler time.
It was simpler. It was
wondering what college to apply to.
It was.
Oh, come on, guys.
Doing
Let him get it out.
Newcastle form and everything, yeah.
Get it out, man.
I'm gonna say we're gonna squeeze a 1-0.
All right. Just to let you guys know,
Liverpool.
Can I say my say by the way?
Owen is going to be.
bro, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Just 1 second. Vader is no longer gonna be here. He's gotta go. He had an emergency. Big up to him though. Hopefully everything's gonna be okay. It's nothing serious, it's just a power outage. And then when it comes to Man City, we're not going to really spend too much time speaking about Man City. So do you guys just want to win or loss for Man City versus Leeds at home?
Can I just mention something about Liverpool real quick and then I'm done? Real quick, yeah, real quick. Yeah. I'm absolutely loving it, you know. Yeah, I can't lie to you, bro. Like this is, you know, like this inject it into my veins.
You should,
you know,
Ahmed. You know what?
Bro,
You should.
listen,
You should enjoy
bro.
it, man.
You know what's mad?
enjoying Man City being shit also? Because
Yeah,
you predicted them to win the league.
100%. Like, bun that plastic club. I don't like them. I don't like.
No, but you picked them to win the league. You said Arsenal, no chance.
Yeah. But I'm not like you. Yeah, I'm not
Like, yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Don't worry about
100%.
that, guy. That's not what we're talking about today.
Listen. I'm not gonna change my opinion based on narratives, and it's something like Galdo's on a daily. But like I said,
are you gonna change your opinion based on the fact they're like 10 points behind? Like,
bro,
is that enough to change your opinion?
they're not 10 points behind, are they?
How many? 8? 7?
8.
Bro,
8.
Irrespective in it, regardless. Yeah, like, regardless in it. Do you get me? Yeah, bro. At the end of the
100%.
day, if they win, if Arsenal win it, congratulations to them.
What if Arsenal do the double? What if Arsenal do the double?
They're not doing the
Champions
double.
League double.
No, that could be possible, you know? We are one of the best
It's definitely
teams.
possible. It's definitely possible Arsenal do the double. I was thinking about this. I was like, what? Basically, there's three ways Arsenal don't do the double. Yeah. One, yeah, they draw a fully fit Bayern Munich in like the quarters or semis. I still have Bayern slightly better than Arsenal fully fit, but I think if Bayern have a couple of players injured, Arsenal are better. Like in most variations after that. Do you know what I mean? I just think Bayern as a first team is
Yeah, but also like teams like PSG and Bayern Munich also tend to get better the deeper.
But I do think Arsenal could take PSG
So
this
do
year.
Arsenal. We could also.
I think Arsenal just
We haven't.
like, that's my point. Rice getting injured. That's the one. That's not putting into the air or something because Rice is made of titanium. There's voodoo women in Africa saying I'm not touching him. I can't touch him. It's impossible because I'm looking at him. He is levels. He's showing levels.
I'd come the end of the season. I said this yesterday on Lewis's channel. I think come the end of the season, he could have like a Rodri /
You're
Jorginho
smoking
type
trash.
season.
You're
He could
smoking.
have one of those seasons.
He's getting up there.
Ballon d'Or.
He could have a season where he's FIFA best Ballon d'Or candidate.
Ballon d'Or and Rice in the same sentence. Am I
Bro,
in?
if Arsenal win the Premier League and the Champions League, if Arsenal win the Premier League and the
in
Champions League,
Saturn or Uranus or
England-
something? Where am I?
listen, hear me out. If Arsenal, I know you have an agenda, but clearly you need to go
What?
Specsavers because you can't see.
I know.
You can't see. what's going on.
Gal's got a point. The reason why is Rice is always ranking highly anyway in these team of the years, like UEFA.
And on top of that, he's
UEFA
on 2 teams that could win the World Cup and the UCL. Now, we're not even getting to the Chelsea game yet, but just let's be real. It's not a Rice Caicedo debate right now. Rice is up there with Pedri and these guys.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is. As one of
He's
the best midfielders in the world.
Where's
He
the
is.
I would have to say, I would have to slightly
Bro,
disagree.
there
I would have to
is,
disagree.
yeah.
I think in terms
20
of
midfielders, there's 20 midfielders comfortably better than him. comfortably better.
Name
I
them.
think
20.
listen, before Ahmed
Injuries
goes,
better
I'm
than
going to
him.
make the point on
Okay,
Caicedo
fair.
really quickly, which is that I think Caicedo
Man's gonna sit
and
here and name
Rice,
dilemma.
Caicedo and Rice are currently going, I think, very, very much equally right now in terms of their performances, the outputs, improvements on the pitch. So I would probably have to slightly disagree with you.
The
I
stages
long
that
ago-
Rice has been performing at is higher.
Not too long
That's
ago,
not
he
necessarily
had,
true.
He had
But
the merit.
Caicedo literally recently performed against Liverpool.
These
Has
lot-
performed
these lot-
has performed against PSG. Has performed against Barcelona just recently that he played. So I think it's wrong of us to say that he's not performing in high situations when he's clearly facing just as good as teams.
Declan Rice is doing this in European finals. He's doing this in Champions
European
League,
finals.
and of course he's been doing it in the league.
I don't think he did it in the European. Listen, let's be honest. In terms of the Euros finals, he was not that great, bro. Let's be honest.
Gal, was Rice good
Let's be
last
honest.
season? Was he good last season?
Yeah, Declan Rice was our second best player.
Then that's in a dark place. And he wasn't all that last season. This season, yeah, he's just.
What are
been
you
all right.
talking about? He
I'll be
literally won home and away man of the matches versus Real Madrid.
Man of the matches awards, yeah, I'm going to be so real with you. They're the most Mandulu awards I've seen in my life.
I don't know what that word was, but it's fucking great.
Ahmed, me and you, we cannot have a serious conversation about Declan
I'm
Rice.
being so honest.
I like how I say that.
Now, Ahmed, we can have a conversation about everything, politics, religion, but when it comes to Declan Rice, we don't have.
I don't know. He has several biases. Igal. Don't just pretend that it's against.
Sorry,
against
Igal,
Rice,
you
because
said we can
he has
talk about
loads of
politics, so we can
biases.
talk about religion, but we can't talk about Declan Rice. What?
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
because when it comes to him and Declan Rice, it's a mad thing. But
Bro, it's not
let's
mad
bring
thing.
it on
Like
to.
how
let's bring
Igal
it-
said, religion debatable. Declan Rice, absolutely not.
Not debating.
No, I'm not saying religion is debatable. I'm saying we can have a conversation. But when it comes to
because you can debate it, but Declan Rice,
when it comes to Chelsea Arsenal this weekend, I feel like all the pressure's on Chelsea. All the pressure's on Chelsea, and their fans are putting the pressure on themselves. They're hyping themselves up to a level. I'm not even talking to you, Ahmed. From what I see online from Chelsea fans, they're more delusional than Arsenal fans. And I'm somebody who's calls delusional on a regular basis. I'm seeing some ridiculous things from your fan base, hyping themselves up to the level where they're saying Sanchez is better than Raya. Individual arguments, every single player is better. But then when it comes to conversation about title,
sorry, who says Sanchez is better than Raya? I haven't
bro,
heard anyone say that.
just
Who says
just Google it on Twitter. You'll see it. I mean, search it on Twitter. You'll see it right away.
Yeah,
Raya does like it long though. He does
Guys,
Don't let me lose track. My main point is going into this game. I feel like you guys have hyped yourselves up so much as Chelsea fans that you're almost looking down on Arsenal, who's a better team and a better squad and has better players and has been better for the last.
Top of the table, and they still want validation. Yeah, what's going on, bro?
I don't want no validation from no one. I'm coming to beat them at their house.
He's like,
Wallahi, Ahmed, you have me all wrong. I don't give a shit about what Chelsea fans think. All I care about is going into this game. I feel like the pressure's on them because they've put themselves in a situation where they feel like they're on the same level.
Yeah, okay. Listen. Chelsea fans, yeah, the only players that I've heard them rate, yeah, rightfully so. Cole Palmer levels, Caicedo levels, Reece James Cucurella, very good player. Who else? The Sanchez
Enzo?
one, I'm not with you on that. Enzo's a good player. Like, I think he's a good player, but I don't think he's like.
Draw Pedro Neto.
He's a good player.
I've heard them.
No, hold on. Pedro Neto's rubbish.
No. Wallahi, that's crazy.
Listen, if anyone
Anyways, let Ahmed go. Yeah,
I
can tell he's getting irritated.
ADHD
Ahmed,
kicking
I'm
in,
sorry,
man.
bro. Go ahead.
No, you just listen. I don't know. I'm not really sure why this idea of pressure is coming from a Chelsea perspective, because at the end of the day, this is still a team that is still trying to go from strength to strength, trying to improve as it game by game, in my personal opinion, trying to be consistent in terms of like what it's trying to do. So I don't really feel like there's any pressure on us. If anything, I would probably say there's more pressure on Arsenal in the sense that this is the game where if you beat us, bro, you're currently going to be 6 points ahead in the on the table, right? If I'm not mistaken, you're going to be pretty much have a nice little gap before entering into the big December period. So I'm not really sure where this pressure is for us. I think from a Chelsea perspective.
All right. Let me read.
I wouldn't.
Let me rebuttal quick.
Go ahead.
Let me rebuttal quick. The pressure comes from your own fan base, and they're conditioning to look past Arsenal until we basically I'm looking at it from like a social media perspective, and what I'm seeing from the media teams, Sky Sports, what I'm seeing from Talk Sports, what I'm seeing from people in football world in the lead up to this game. It's not Chelsea are punching above their weight and they're coming against one of the best teams in the league. No, this is an opportunity for Chelsea to show that they're in this conversation. Opportunity to take 3 points off the top of the table, bring themselves closer into this title race, and really show that they're here to be serious this season and compete for the league. Where your own fans, off the back of the Barcelona result, are now saying, you know what, we can beat Barcelona, we beat PSG, we can beat anybody on our day. So Arsenal, you better be afraid.
That I hear that, but you can also say that.
And this is where I feel like the pressure is coming from. World champions going up against a team that's supposed to be the best right now.
Everyone's got Arsenal. Yeah. Most guys have Arsenal winning this game. Like when you talk about,
I think for me, the social media aspect that you're speaking about is not going to be what the players are thinking about. Let's be very honest about that at the end of the day, right? Objectively speaking, right? Arsenal are currently top of the league. They are going into this game thinking, if we can win this game, we're 6 points clear in the table. Right, and we are currently second, obviously, in the table with 3. I think it's 3 points behind you right now, right? Or was it 6? I'm not remember. It's either 3 or 6. 6, right? If you do this, you're 9 points ahead of us, Igal. Okay, and that we're the closest one right now, right? So for me, if anything, bro, you have the most pressure from a Chelsea perspective. Unless if you look at Chelsea itself, this is a team that's this season trying to obviously take the next step. Naturally, they're not going to win the league this season, but they want to be consistent and get to the 80-point percentage. Now, I understand that, and this is something I do believe, when we face the bigger sides, we are always very competitive and we're always going to go out there to win. There's no denying that. I won't disagree with you on that at all. But in terms of genuine pressure, though, that pressure is on you guys, bro. You guys want to. You guys. This season. For me, this season obviously is your season. If you're being honest, right? You look at all the other teams. Look at everything else. This season is your season, right? This is a game. You do this, bro. An argument could be made. You essentially locked up the league for yourself, bro. 9 points.
But you would have had more pressure.
I believe we've already won the league based on what I've seen from Liverpool, City, everybody else in the league. I already believe Arsenal's going to go on and win the league.
Correct.
I believe we're capable. I don't see any capable threat at this moment in time, and that could change in a month or two.
Did you say that when Liverpool bought the players that they did in the transfer window? Just to double check.
No.
To be fair, I said we're going to win the league regardless. Liverpool signing.
Okay,
at the beginning of the season, going into the season.
But you said we were favourites, though, Gal. So you said you were going to win the league because you said you had to win the league.
No, I said right. I believe we have better balance.
Sure, but you also said Liverpool were favourites.
I said Liverpool are favourites by the bookies. In my opinion.
Oh, you don't invoke William Hill again.
One second. Jay, you're here. I gave Liverpool favourites as default because they won the league last year and everyone has them as the favourites.
You were scared. I gave you favourites. And you didn't want it.
Yeah.
Regardless.
Listen, either way, I think either way.
Regardless, you guys are trying to take away my point by bringing up irrelevant topics. Bringing it back to Chelsea. One second, please.
Won the league.
Let me stay on the point for 2 seconds. Bringing it back to Chelsea. Ahmed, you're right. Pressure's on Arsenal, but the only reason why I'm saying pressure from your own Chelsea fans is because your fan base says every player is better. But when it comes to winning the game,
can we just do a timeout here? I want to do timeout here. I'm not here to defend Chelsea fan bases, okay? Like, I don't know why you keep bringing that up, because that's not an argument for me.
You probably believe some of these things yourself. Do you not believe?
That's not an argument for me. That's not an argument. Listen, if I have a player that I think is better than your player, I will say it outright. But I don't think it's fair for you to keep bringing up arguments that are not related.
Yeah, but Ahmed, are you going to be Arsenal?
Listen, do I think there are some players that Chelsea have that are better than Arsenal, and are there Arsenal players that are better than Chelsea? Of course, there's no. Yeah. I don't think there's anything wrong with me saying that, but I think I've never said all of Chelsea is better than Arsenal. Have I ever said that? No. I don't really. I feel like because you're hearing different takes from around Chelsea does not mean it's my opinion, bro. I just want to put that out there because I feel like.
Okay. Well, what is your opinion then? I
think listen. In terms of like Chelsea perspective, I would take definitely the goalkeeper, the centre backs from Arsenal, guaranteed, no denying about that. I think it gets. I think in terms of like wingers and stuff like that, I think wingers wise, I think because you've got Palmer, I wouldn't necessarily take Saka. In terms of like strikers, of course.
Yeah, Palmer's better. We know.
Gyökeres, I think Gyökeres, I wouldn't necessarily. I'll probably take him over Delap right now. I think that's not even a hot take for me to even
Would you
say.
take
I
Moreno?
think no, because Moreno, I would see him more as a midfielder, right? In my personal opinion, less than a striker. So I don't think that's fair. I think midfield wise, I think he's fairly even in terms of like.
And your
I think
midfield is pretty much patterned up.
Yeah,
as well.
exactly. So that's what I'm saying. So in general,
and your fullbacks too,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So for me, it's really the goalkeeper
But-
and the centre backs and probably
Yeah.
one of your strikers.
And you're also missing a key factor, yeah. Like, listen, Maresca did a very good job in nullifying Barcelona, and he exploited their high line by using Neto. He did really well in that game. Maresca, when it comes to games where you don't expect him to win, he does something really well. PSG and Barcelona, you have to give him credit. But with Arsenal, my thing is that I believe that Chelsea have the individual quality to get something out of this game. I just do not believe, they have the manager to be able to figure something out for them. I don't think Maresca is going to be able to beat Arteta's low block. Not low block. Yeah, they're not going to be able to break down their defense. I've seen them play against Bayern Munich. Yes, they didn't have Diaz, but bro, Company is a solid manager. They've not lost at all. I don't know how Chelsea beat them.
I think our games in general, the last 2 years, if you look at the last 2 years at Stamford Bridge, have both. Last year was 1-1, the other one was 2-2. Right, it's generally been competitive in terms of the scoreline, and I think probably that's what it's probably going to remain. I think it'll still be like a draw in my personal. That's at least my take in my personal opinion. Probably going to be.
Have you seen the goals? Have you seen what I've realised there with Arsenal? Yeah, is that the goals that they concede, it's like very well worked goals. Like if you look at the Bayern Munich goal, Kimmich to what's his face, Gnabry to Carl, that was amazing. Even the Sunderland goal, they capitalised from it, and it wasn't easy chances that they scored. Do you get me? So with Chelsea, it's they'll have to be clinical. You could they won't be having bare chances and goals disallowed like they did against Barcelona. So with Arsenal, it's they might not have world superstars in their team, but they're super they're a proper unit, everywhere. They're very difficult to break down. Can Esteval do something? Maybe. Palmer, I believe, has the quality, but I believe that Arsenal can nullify.
Trossard's injured, so Madueke is going to start, and I'm excited about that because he's going to be going up against his former team. You guys know sometimes it's written in the stars. You score against your former team. As for the actual performance, I think this is how it's going to go. I think Chelsea are going to have more of the possession. We're going to be comfortable letting them have possession and see what we can do either on the counter or when we do get the ball back. But it's going to be 2 games being played. First 20, 30 minutes, we're like a prize fighter, like Floyd Mayweather or something like that. We just wait and we figure you out. We try to figure out what you're capable of doing. And then I think in the second, I think the moment we start getting the ball, we're going to try playing through the wide channels. It depends how those duels are being done between Cucurella, Saka, and Gusto and Madueke, or if it's James and Madueke, we'll see. But we're going to probably play through the wide channels and then have Calafiori and Timber help out also getting forward. I don't necessarily worry too much about the midfield battle because I do think it's going to be quite even with Enzo, Caicedo, and whoever else you guys have in that midfield compared to Zubimendi, Rice, and Eze. I think it's going to even out in the midfield, and the battle is going to be really done between who can win the battles in the wide channels between the fullbacks and the wingers. And I have my confidence that if the game is close, come second half, we have the squad depth that can change the game. With a Martinelli coming off the bench, a Gyökeres coming off the bench, in my opinion, he doesn't start. We also have other players who can come off the bench and make a big difference. Impact off the bench has been a big part of why we win these games. And late in the game, Ahmed, one thing you should look out for is if the game's coming out and you got tired legs and you have Martinelli coming on, you can really be susceptible to that counterattack.
I think in terms of Chelsea, when it comes to general fitness, I have no issue towards the 9 minutes, I'll probably say, because we've consistently shown towards the end that we've always been able to maintain our stamina, particularly if you're holding possession, you're not using that much energy anyway, right? If Arsenal's looking to counter, you're still bringing a Martinelli towards the end. I mean, all we've been doing is just basically holding possession and playing out of the back. I don't necessarily think we're going to be running out of energy that much. And I think arguably we can make the same argument. Obviously, I would have seen Palmer probably coming off the bench, right? If Palmer comes on 9 minutes, that's a game changer for us, obviously. That can help us too. But I think probably it's going to end in a draw, I think that's happened the last 2 seasons. I don't really see that much changing. I think at the end of the day, we do step up our performance generally against the bigger sides. And at the same time, I think you guys are in good form too. So I think it's going to be a clash of forms right now because I think we're in good form. You're in very good form. at Stamford Bridge, I'll probably think it'll end another I think probably 2-2. I'll probably say, if not 1-1.
I'm actually going to go 2-0. I think what happens is we get the opening goal. You guys are chasing the game, and we get a second, and then pretty much the game ends from there because we're pretty good at protecting a lead. And if we were to concede first, that would be the recipe for disaster, where you guys could probably get something from the game. And that's kind of been how you guys been able to get draws over us the last couple of years.
Last year, if you remember it, Gal,
we weren't capable of getting.
Last year, you scored last year, Gal.
No, last year we weren't capable of shutting out the game. You guys ended up getting the goal from Pedro Neto out of nowhere. Fair play. But the games before that, the year before that, you were ahead of us by 2 goals, and we had to come roaring back.
So would you not make the argument then, if last year we were able to create something out of nothing, that we could not do the same thing again this season as well?
No, but last year,
what would necessarily change from that?
The difference between last year, if we had a 1-goal lead, we had the mentality that we were just gonna shut up shop and we weren't gonna go for it. Now we don't necessarily do that. When the game's 2-1 and it's late in the game, we try to go and get the third with the substitutions of a Martinelli or an Eze or look at Newcastle where we were chasing the game. We brought on Odegaard. Odegaard's probably going to be a substitute coming off the bench in this game. Some of our best players in the club are options off the bench to help us close out games now. It's so much more deadly when you have these killers coming off the bench to help you win a game, where before we look over at the bench, it's literally Ethan Nwaneri and that's it.
That's fair enough, but I think I can make the same argument as you. Who am I bringing off the bench? I probably will be bringing on Esteva off the bench. Cole Palmer probably is going to be coming off the bench. So I could just make the same argument as you that I'm bringing on just as good big game changers as possibly you are too. Would you not agree?
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. But I do think another thing is I'm not even going to go to the set pieces and the defending and everything. I just feel like if we get a comfortable lead, I don't know how you guys are going to deal with it. If you get a lead, we're going to have a problem. Whoever gets that opening goal is going to basically dictate how this game's going to go, in my opinion.
What do you think, Rack? I know you want to talk.
Rack seems like he's irritated by everything I'm saying today.
No, there's not really much. I don't even know. What's to say, man? I think that it'll be an interesting game. Chelsea at home gives them that advantage, but Arsenal, I think, overall, a stronger team. Igor, I've been saying, me and you have talked off camera about it. Last few years, I've said that Arsenal are one of the best teams in Europe, one of the best teams in the world, and they need to make that final push. And I backed you. Remember the first time you went head-to-head with Man City when you had a decent lead? I backed you. Remember that? And I thought you'd win the league. So I'm not saying that I'm some kind of prophet or thingy, but I think this Arsenal's ascent has been coming for a while. And the question was, were you ever going to get over the line? I'm not going to take it. I'm not going to take anything away from Arsenal and talk about Liverpool, Man City. Arsenal right now are showing that they're the strongest team in the league for sure, and I think it's still to be determined whether you're the strongest team in the world. But you're in with a shout. I think there's only 2 or 3 other teams that may be in that discussion, and it's going to be interesting this season for you guys. I think that you have a chance to fight for all the major competitions as you should be.
I'm gonna say this. I didn't know Arsenal were away. I genuinely have been thinking this build-up, thinking Arsenal were at home, and that to me just changes kind of a lot in this game context. This is a tough game to call. I feel like Chelsea have got that. Like I was saying Arsenal, Chelsea, and Bayern. Spurs have played all of these teams. We played Bayern in pre-season. And they were insane. And I remember thinking these guys are going to be really good this season. Obviously, we played PSG, we played Arsenal, we played Chelsea. So we've kind of played a lot of the kind of, you could arguably argue the top 4 or 5 teams in Europe at the moment. And Chelsea smothered us, completely stopped us playing. Similar level of kind of dominance to Arsenal, but without the goals. So both Arsenal and Chelsea kind of dealt with Tottenham quite handily this season. I think with Chelsea are less able to do it for 90 minutes. Chelsea will have moments in game. Chelsea can have like 10, 15 minutes in a game where they're on top, and then 10, 15 minutes when they're not on top. Do you know what I mean? Whereas with Arsenal, they're more consistent through the game. Like, it's harder to hurt Arsenal, and they don't give you a huge amount of moments to be on top. And then when you are on top, you've got to deal with their defense. So I'm probably going to go with a draw here. I think it's tight. I think Chelsea are capable of scoring. It'll be really interesting to see Saka versus Cucurella, because Saka's that intelligent player. Like, I'm assuming he's not injured, so if he's fit, he's got to play.
He's fine.
So yeah, Saka Cucurella is going to be a big matchup. But yeah, it's going to be an enjoyable game. I'm going to go with 1-1, and yeah, I don't think I can split them. If Arsenal were at home, I'd go with Arsenal, but I think Chelsea have been in decent form. They've got some decent options. Their squad is squadding. Yeah, I think Chelsea are capable of getting a result in this game.
What's a result? A draw?
A draw.
All right. I've already gone with my result. Ahmed, what are you saying? Are you back yet? United Ahmed.
I've got to go, by the way. Yeah.
No worries, bro. 1 second. There's one more thing before you go. You win this game, you're 100% in the title race.
I maintained one game at a time. I don't think we're gonna win the title this season. I just think it's about finding consistency, and I will maintain that to the end of the season.
Fair enough, Ahmed. Have a great day, man. I appreciate you
You
jumping
too,
on.
bro, man. Have a nice one.
No worries. Have a good one. Honestly, man, there's 2 more games left. Do you guys think Man City can get a win versus Leeds at home? Surely.
Should.
All right.
I did want to ask Vader. Was it last week or the week before when I was on? I said that I thought City were going to be there and challenging for the league, and that was just after I said I'd give them, I think, 10 games. I think that was just before the 11th game, and I said that City are going to be there.
So what happened?
City aren't going to be there.
You think they're out?
Well, I mean, Arsenal are going to win the league, and I don't think City are going to put up anywhere near a strong enough challenge.
I think that's simply down to the fact that they don't have as much firepower as they used to. They've improved their defense, but their firepower offensively seems to be diminished. Erling Haaland is the only main threat.
Yeah. I mean, there's a number of reasons, I think, but ultimately they're not consistent enough.
True.
Yeah,
Vader's unfortunately not here, but let's talk about your team, Jay. You got Fulham. I'm not gonna lie to you, this is a banana skin for you guys because Fulham is a good team.
Yeah, it's tricky. It fits the criteria for the points we've been dropping. I mean, the PSG game was an improvement. It sounds funny saying that you concede 5 goals, but it's an improvement. Do you know what I mean? So that's the kind of world we're in at the moment. So I think Spurs have, like, we were able to create some chances. We were able to do some stuff, which is good. I think fans are all okay with losing as long as you're entertaining. The worst thing is playing boring football and losing. That's a combination that gets you 0 goodwill from supporters. So I think from my point of view, Fulham is definitely a difficult game. Marco Silva's the kind of manager, he's turd in the punch bowl. Do you know what I mean? Spoiler. Yeah. So the whole point around that is that
I've never heard that reference in my life.
You never heard turd in the punch bowl?
No.
It's a reference. It's like I'll Google it later. But yeah, so the results. You know what? It's very naive of me to assume Spurs are going to win this game, because Fulham are exactly the kind of team that has caused Spurs problems this season. Do you know what I mean? High energy, high press, get in your faces.
Physical defenders.
Physical defense. Yeah, I think Spurs will win because Spurs must win. If Spurs don't win this game, I don't think Frank will be on thin ice, but I think fans' goodwill would just be, yeah. So I'm going to go with Spurs.
Why I think you guys are going to struggle? You're at home and you struggle to be the top team that you guys should be at home versus other teams that are good defensively. And Fulham, is the kind of team that used to get results from us when we were struggling to break teams down, and you struggle to break teams down. If forget about ifs and buts, I think this is actually going to be a 1-1. I think it's going to be like one of those games where it just both teams score, but Fulham get the opening goal, and you're fighting and fighting tooth and nail to try to get a win, but you end up with just getting a draw. But yeah, hey, Fulham's a good team, man. I rate Bassi and Anderson. I think they're good centre backs.
You're the only person who I was here talking about Calvin Bassey, and it started last season.
No, Calvin Bassi actually grew up in my wife's area. He played with my brother-in-law. He's quite he's
quite good. Yeah, he's quite.
Yeah,
he's quite good. The Premier League football.
Premier League, he's all right.
Yeah, he was playing against my brother-in-law. The guy friggin', he's such a unit. He broke his skull, bro. It's crazy. The guy fucking fractured, got like a cracked skull because of Calvin Bassi header in his head. I was like, what the fuck?
Shit.
Anyways, long story short, Calvin Bassi is a friend of the show. But he did
Calvin Bassi, who broke your brother-in-law's
Calvin Bassi, break your craniums, friend of the show.
Friend of the show. Listen, he probably never met me in my life, but
yeah, no, exactly. It'll just be flicking through.
Are you that guy?
Instagram show and be like,
nah,
I did what? I said, what?
There's a lot of people I know.
Cal talks football.
There's a lot of people I know in other walks of life, but
of course,
football in the football space, I haven't gotten to know too many footballers.
How many times? How often have you walked down the street and been accosted by other people? Or
do people recognize you?
Yeah, like a couple times in London when I'm going.
I've had it a couple. I had it once at Arsenal. I went to watch my Arsenal game, and there was a guy who was looking at me, and he you look back, right, and I'm like, and he was like. And I was like, didn't say anything. And then I got a mate who works in B&Q who I go and see every now and then. He's all right.
You're the guy that shat himself in the club, right?
You're a Liverpool fan. What are you doing here? Listen, one guy one time came up to me. He's like, I hate when you talk about Arsenal, but you're a cool guy.
Okay. I think that's you know what it is? It's like a lot of the time people are like that. It's like people will be always talk. Like people will just be kind of like, everyone's passionate about their team. That's the one thing I've learned. It's like I never read comments of shows. Like I remember reading a show once, and I remember thinking I had a great show. You know, like I'm gonna enjoy this. You'd be like, this J brother's deluded. This guy crap. I was like, my fragile ego.
You know what the worst thing is? As the host, when somebody tells you, get a grip of the show, bro. You lost control. It's like,
sorry, I said that earlier. I was only joking, bro.
That's like a slap in the face when someone says you had a good panel, but the show is ruined because you can't control it. And that tends to happen when I'm on a panel with like Lee Gunner, and like yesterday, Jimmy and Lee Gunner were going nuts.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's a lot of crit. I mean, like,
but you guys, I noticed Ahmed was like literally cringing at some of the things that I was asking him. Do you guys not feel like there's pressure on Chelsea from how their fans speak about
they're the chill guys? You know, that's their gimmick. They don't want
obviously Arsenal has pressure, and that's given with being in first. But I just feel like based on how they speak about their club, they've imposed their own internal pressure on themselves.
Yeah, you know what I think? I actually think Arsenal aren't under that much pressure, because I think right now you're that much better than everybody else in the Premier League. So I think you can afford to drop a few points, and people might start yapping and saying, "Oh, maybe they're faltering." But honestly, I don't. It's a one-horse race.
It's a big game. Like if you look at it and you say to yourself, like, it's not even like, are Arsenal capable of going to Chelsea and winning? Of course they are. Will they? Is a different question, and that's where I'm looking at. I feel like Chelsea will. They should defend their home turf, like Arsenal, because where Chelsea are at the moment, Arsenal coming to them and beating them that would be a big stain on them. Do you know what I mean? Chelsea kind of got to defend their home turf. Do you know what I mean?
I honestly don't think a draw would even be that bad for us.
A draw won't be bad for Arsenal, but the question is I see Chelsea a bit like City in terms of their level of consistency. Do you know what I mean? As in, I don't see them. I imagine them dropping points, but they're going to be broadly consistent. Like it'll be like, I could see Arsenal going unbeaten in 5 games, but they might say win 3, draw 2.
Bro, we've only lost 1 game all season in all comps.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like, but like at Arsenal's worst, I don't see them. Like, I'd be shocked to see Arsenal lose back-to-back games this season.
You know the crazy thing is, Liverpool's decline started after they beat us.
Yeah, and I think it wasn't it the Ekatike Red? I remember talking to him at that time, and it's like the Ekatike Red because it meant it was suspended for Palace.
Yeah.
And that to me was like, when something's fragile, it only takes little things like domino effect. If Ekatike was fit, he starts that game, maybe they play better.
You know, I'm reluctant to speak too much because I realize my fan base is freaking fragile when it comes to speaking about
what's going on with the Doomsday Crew.
Lee Gunner is saying we're gonna slap Chelsea 3-0.
No, like, what about the outlook for the league and stuff like that?
Bro, these guys believe we're gonna win the league in spite of the manager. They don't care about the manager being replaced. They're stuck in 2 minds. In one conversation, they believe that Maresca is better than Arteta. In the other conversation, they wouldn't replace Maresca for Arteta because they believe Arteta's gonna win us the league this year.
So have they changed tune? Are they favouring Arteta?
They've
Are they
fully changed tune, and they're more delusional than me.
What Lee
Gunner thinks we're gonna slap every team 3-0 now.
Oh,
genuinely.
Okay.
He was getting cooked by Sunderland fans for us drawing. I was on the stream yesterday with Carefree Lewis, and it was me and him tag teaming. It was nuts. Yeah. Anyways, we turned into Rush Hour 5.
I'm not going to say.
We were what?
Tag team is a WWE reference. You guys are moving.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, you guys are moving sus. Anyway, we're out of here, people. Catch you guys in the next one.
I was like, he did what?
Fucking hell. You guys
have a good day, guys.
Anyways, catch you guys later. Go check out Ches. Go check out Chez's show and tell him Arsenal's going to slap you 2-0. Don't know.
Exactly.